Okay, so this is the fourth episode for this podcast. Again, this is the Process and Progress podcast brought to you by me, Jeff Geronimo. Okay, our topic for today's podcast is balancing our passion projects, which fuels our creativity and also our paid works. Very interesting, guys. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so as you may know, I have many things that I do here on my channel. So content is one, and I also have our creative business together with my wife. And to tell you honestly, that's our real work. That's our income driver. So this content creation is just my hobby. It's just my sideline. This is just how I exert my other creative juices. So this is where my creativity dump. How do I manage to balance these things out, no? So I really allocate time, as you can see, as I've discussed last time in our third episode, na if ever I want to shoot my podcast, hindi siya laging like perfect na nasa setup tayo. Kung mapapansin nyo, ito, nasa sa kotse tayo ngayon. And I just finished our project, and I want to shoot this one without like any setup, and the goal of this podcast is to have like intimate conversation with you guys. So I have allocated my time for this. So hindi siya yung hinintay ko na magkaroon ako ng free time. So planado siya, intentional. So you need to allocate time for your hobby, for your passion projects. Hindi lang laging work. Papasok dito yung dapat marunong ka mag-calendar, dapat marunong ka mag-to-do list. But that's another topic to discuss, no? But yeah, you need to be intentional in allocating your time for your passion projects, for your personal creative projects, amidst our video production and other creative projects for our client. Yeah, that's our first thing for this list. You need to really be intentional in allocating your time for the passion project and for your paid works. Okay, so very tricky right now. Ang bilis ng mag-evolve ng technology, no? And even the new generation of creatives right now, ang bilis, ang gagaling, ang talented talaga. For example, tayo na medyo tumatanda na, minsan may time na gusto natin maging complacent, no? Na, hindi, okay na ako dito. Okay na to kasi it works naman. But we don't want to perish in this era, in this day and age. And as a creative, we need to update our things, our skill set, our mind, our creative style, our art style, our skills in terms of handling softwares. Okay, yung paid works let us eat and let us live in this world. But those passion projects let us be updated, let us build our skill set for new generations to come. So nagiging up to date tayo kasi pagka passion project hindi ka obliged to do things, and mas nagiging, 'di ba? Napapansin niyo yan kapag passion project mas creative kayo kasi walang restriction, may freedom ka to do things, and you have the freedom to explore things naturally. The creative juices comes out naturally. So these passion projects maximize it for you to be able to master things na gusto mong matutunan. Actually, to give you like a glimpse of my life in general. So back then, my real work was like I'm a financial analyst in Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, an outsource. So I'm an outsource employee back then. But before that, I was employed as a multimedia artist during my college days. I do it on the side during my college days, and eventually doon na build yung skill set ko na matuto maging multimedia design. I do graphic design back then. I do animation. So, hindi siya yung pinag-aralan ko talaga sa school, kundi I really did it as a passion project at first. So, every night, I really enjoy animating and illustrating things. I don't know why. During my accounting days. So, every night, instead of hindi, nagbabasa pa rin naman ako. Baka sabihin nyo naman di ako nag-aaral. Pero during my free time, lalo yung mga projects namin for minor subjects, grabe doon talaga parang lumalabas yung creative juices ko. So, doon na-build yung pagla-layout ko. Dati, matatawa kayo kasi naggagawa ako ng poster using After Effects, no? So, hindi ako marunong mag-Photoshop before. So, na-develop din yung paggamit ko sa Mac. Back then, Windows yung gamit ko. Laptop pa ni Papa na i5. So, I rendered there a documentary project for our class schoolmates rather. So, yun, doon na-develop yung skill ko. Dati parang okay na okay. Tapos, ko parang gusto kong aralin yung Cinema 4D. Doon, inaral ko. Passion project lang siya. So, makikita nyo na those passion projects, hindi talaga yung real work ko yung nagbigay sa akin ng reason kung bakit ako nag-improve eh. But because of those passion projects na inalatan ko ng time ko. So, ayun, hanggang ngayon, the rest is history, and right now, harvest ko yung fruits of my labor before, and I'm not planning to stop anytime soon, and I really want to still improve more of myself. So that is our second take in terms of balancing your passion projects and your real work. So passion projects builds your skill set, and the paid works give you money to support those passion projects. So learn to balance those things out, and you'll get there soon enough and harvest the fruit of your labor after quite some time, like how I harvest mine. So for our third point for this podcast is leveraging your personal projects to attract clients. So not all of us here is like our personal projects is related to our paid works. So back then, 'di ba nasabi ko nga sa inyo yung paid works ko is really being like employee, but my passion project is way far from what I do talaga. But right now, my passion project is really related to the works that we do. So this personal project serves as my marketing as well. The content that I do, it gives us the chance to show up and to really promote our business. Like what I'm saying right now, we have a creative business and we do this kind of things. You can see our works during my episodes or from my content. So at least we attract also clients from this. So use these passion projects with the mind of attracting new clients. So it doesn't need to you don't need to fully monetize these passion projects, but you can make this passion projects as your avenue to promote the things that you do with payment. So, yung mga paid works nyo, dito nyo pwedeng i-promote. So, it's a nice thing. It's a free thing actually to promote your services. So, this is part of your marketing, and if you have time to do this, insert your paid works or promotional for your paid work inside your passion project. So document your passion projects and just like, by the way, I'm doing this for commission, so you can contact me and email me, ganun. So yeah, that's how we do things, and that's how we leverage our personal project to attract ideal clients. So fourth on our list for this podcast is using our passion projects as a creative outlet to prevent burnout. Not all the time kasi inspired tayo to do things para dun sa paid work natin, no? Napansin nyo ba yun na, kunwari, back then as a wedding studio owner, no? There are times na ang daming ini-edit talaga, lalo nung college days kami. Ang dami naming projects, ang daming ini-edit. Tapos hindi lang naman wedding, meron pang mga debut, meron pang events. There are times na nababurn out ka. Doing my passion project back then, which is like oil painting, or guitar, or music, ano pa ba. Marami akong passion project before. So nag-stuck yung skill ko, pero the point here is, those passion projects before lets me be fueled to do the paid works again. So, na-avoid yung burnout ko. Wag na tayo lumayo dun sa dati kong work, which is from Canon Philippines. No? I do the creative content for them for 5 years. So, up until naging creative lead na ako, not so long ago for 2 years or 3 years. Maraming ginagawa. Maraming graphic design, maraming animation, maraming trade posters, marami video launches, which is nice. Talagang marami akong natutunan. Pero there are times na syempre, nauubos ka. Like, nauupos yung creative juices mo. And since work yon, you're required to really produce creative things from your mind, diba? Pero hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, stop, pahinga ako ng 1 week. Hindi pwedeng ganun. So, pwede ka magpahinga 1 day or quick break ka lang. But you are expected to perform. But not necessarily in a snap of a finger. But again, as a creative guy, hindi ko ma-guarantee na laging may lumalabas sa mind ko. So what I did was, like, I did content creation as my avenue to ignite my creative juices. Or kung hindi man yung content creation, I do music, I compose. I distract myself for a quick amount of time just to fuel myself to do work again, just to prevent burnout. So that's how I balance things out during my employment at Canon. I'm doing this for paid work, and I'm doing these passion projects just for me to be fueled to do again, to do more for that paid work. So that's for our fourth thing in this podcast. I hope may mga natututunan pa rin kayo. So last on our list for this podcast is, so as I've said earlier na this passion project will sometimes, you can leverage this passion project for you to be able to attract ideal client. So for that point, nandun pa lang tayo sa attract ideal client. But right now, what I want to say is the benefit of having the passion project for you to network and collaborate more for better opportunities. So these passion projects, sometimes there are people na gusto rin gumawa ng passion projects, and those people are sometimes key instrument for you to be able to close deals with other networks or with other clients. So yung mga passion projects natin, leverage on this for you to be able to create or build your network and also collaborate with awesome people out there. The possibilities is way beyond your imagination, guys, in terms of passion projects. Actually, itong content creation ko, hindi ko akalain na makakapag-collaborate ako with different brands, with different personalities, with different well-known photographer, videographers na actually, I don't brag them about just because naka-work ko sila eh. Actually, ang mas natutunan ko sa kanila with this network and collaboration is yung mga experiences nila related to our work. Then, nagagamit ko siya ngayon for me to be able to improve our business, our paid works. So, kung mapapansin nyo, itong passion projects na to is really connected with your paid work. In terms of balancing the passion projects with paid work, I think it's really like harmonizing the both thing, and it cannot go alone. So you really need to have like passion projects for you to improve yourself in the future and also to fuel you up for that paid work. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope this episode makes sense to you guys. And if you're this person you're having a hard time balancing your passion projects, you just want to do all passion projects but without paid work. But in reality, guys, kailangan talaga natin kumain, and these passion projects, hindi nyo lang naiisip, pero it's a big thing for you na magbibigay ng a lot of opportunities, possibilities na way beyond you imagine. Grabe, hindi ko lang maisip talaga na grabe, no? From this passion project, nagbunga siya ng ganito. And right now, yung iba kong client dahil lang doon sa passion project na to. Malaki yung future ng passion projects, and I hope na makapag-allot kayo ng time. You intentionally allot time for your passion projects and for you to be able to improve your paid works in the future. So I hope that helps, guys. This is our fourth episode of the Process and Progress podcast, and it's good. It's getting out there. So thank you for listening on this podcast here on Spotify, and if you're watching on our video podcast on YouTube, thank you, and click that like, share, and follow or subscribe kung saan ka man nanonood, and hope to see you on our next one. Bye. Peace.